Hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Bombirdier and Bombirdier alone. The Open Sky Titan, as I believe it's called. This first link right here is a bunch of random Pokemon, which is why it says Squawk ability, but Bombirdier nicknames are in there, so we'll go ahead and take a look and see what it has to offer. Rockefeller, I don't think is particularly special on any means, but just for the sake of it, I mean, shit, I've seen worse. I can't believe we live in the year 2024, or in this case, it was posted 2023, and people still think that they can just nickname their Pokemon Big Mama like it won't automatically make them a complete fucking loser. You should be ashamed of yourself. Big Mama will never, under any circumstances, be a good nickname. It will always be terrible. I think I'm okay with Airstrike, and I say that because I have Air Raid written down in my miscellaneous nicknames, and that nickname is actually kind of just based off a James Bond level I played as a kid. So Airstrike is the same vein. I don't really think there's a problem with it. I think it fits the motif of Bombirdier quite well, so for the sake of it, we'll highlight that one. I'm going to highlight Woodstock for the sake of it, but I've gone on this spiel before. I don't remember how or where it was, but Woodstock from Peanuts is one that I would like to use, and I think it would be a good idea. I just don't feel like the right Pokemon has come out yet. I think my brother suggested Oricorio Pom Pom as an idea, and I'm like, yeah, that is realistically the closest to Woodstock that we have. But Woodstock is more than just Tiny Bird from Peanuts. It's also an event, so you could use it in that regard if you want to. It's not a bad name, so an idea. Highlighting Cass for Rito Accordion Bird from Breath of the Wild. I mean, at least it's spelled differently. You're not gonna. I mean, Cass is effectively just another name, but it's usually short for Cassandra and spelled with a C. Tailspin's right below it. That's actually a show I never watched, and I don't think I ever heard about it until I was like 18, and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? Why have you not watched this? I'm like, I don't know, dude, I was watching Jackie Chan. Apocalypse for a generic Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname that you could throw onto anyone. Right below that is Dementor. That's a good choice for a nickname, but maybe on like a different Pokemon. Like, I know Bombardier is technically a dark type, but I feel like it's a flying type first, I think. Like, if I were to put Dementor on someone, you know, something more akin to, like, Sableye, I feel like would personify that better than a Stork, if that makes sense. I'll highlight Dive Bomb for the sake of it being similar to Airstrike and Air Raid. Boogeyman is another great choice you could put on dark or ghost types, but again, I feel like we're kind of missing that this is better on something spooky and demonic rather than a Stork. I just want to highlight this page because I'm not entirely sure how we got here. I mean, on a flip side, you could name the thing Boeing if you wanted to. That's an idea no one's ever fucking done. Alright, I already know Game 8's a bust because Game 8 is always a bust. Anytime I type in nicknames, it's just like, can you change the nickname? And that's all it is. So there's no point in fucking doing that. That's that. We've looked through everything. Honestly, the Boeing was the highlight for me just because it was so off the beaten path. And then we have, you know, the typical what's a Bombirdier? And then this was mostly just Bombirdier in different stylized fonts. And then that's it. Have you noticed the pattern of we used to have like 10 links to look through to now we're like 3 if we're lucky? That's also why I literally am highlighting every single comment suggestion we've ever received, even if I don't particularly care for the nicknames. So highlighting these, Bombardment. It's like you weren't even trying. Open Sky, based off the fact that it is the Open Sky Titan. Again, we talked about this with Cloth, and I think it's a good choice, actually, and something you can lean into. I just don't remember what other fuck... Oh, you know what it probably was? It was the Ultra Beasts. I knew it was something from Alola. Yeah, like the Ultra Beasts, they have official nicknames, so you could continue on a motif like that. Personally, I had one idea that come to mind, and that was from a little game called Yoshi Story. Goonie. Which, in Yoshi's Story, they carry bombs and drop bombs on you. They are not a stork. But I think Goonie's a good name, and then when you tie that in with the fact that it's literally dropping bullshit on you, that was all I needed. So Goonies, what I personally use, that was just kind of what came to mind. I was like, oh, like Yoshi's Story, and that was it. Any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and recommend. And just a nice little reminder for you, because I think this is a hilarious statistic. Half of the OST to Yoshi's Story is metal music. Just think about that for a second. Yoshi's Story and like F-Zero X are like the two most metal soundtracks on the entire Nintendo 64 library. And that's a hilarious thing for me to just think about.